Hello, my name is Ben. This is going to be my take on a redemptor dreadnought multi-part kit, not one of the easy to build ones as such, and what I've done with it. Now, this item I managed to pick up relatively cheaply, but for all the parts I've added onto there, it's brought me up to the same price as I would be normally at. However, I've also thrown in a bunch of magnets. So I've magnetized the front so I can take off the missiles, for example. And I could replace them with the bolters. So I've had people asking as well whereabouts I magnetized. I used a 1x2 in there, for example, and the same goes through the recessed connections within the actual launcher itself, or the holder for the attachments. Obviously the same for the bolters as well. Now the arms I have magnetized on, but the actual sub-weapons like the heavy flamers or the onslaught Gatling cannon have been magnetized as well, and the bottom that you see a round shape just there, basically that's the magnet's been recessed in, and I've managed to attach it to the actual fist itself. Now they aren't so deep that I can't rotate them, but it's just purely a I put it nice and tight so it actually stops it doing it anyway, so, and I can fit both options if I want to. Now, the main weapon as such has been magnetized both on the arm. That I believe is either an 8 or a 10x2, it's rather thick, but on the inside of it I've placed somewhere for it to physically connect onto. And on the inside I've drilled all the way through, and that allows me to basically slot into any weapon choice I want. And in order for it to do that, inside the actual main body of the weapon, just before you actually glue it together, just place 2 magnets inside there, and the same can be done for your other option as well. In fact, you can just see one of the magnets I've put into that. In addition to that, I've magnetized the torso. This goes all the way through pretty much, and I've thrown a bunch of extra magnets inside just to give it a bit more of a pull, effectively. The canopy covering up the main sarcophagus of the dreadnought, you don't need any magnets in there at all. That'll hold it quite firmly on its own. As for the legs, well, I've thrown in my own kind of Space Wolves flavour onto these by introducing Bjorn's own greaves as such. However, in order to ensure it's also going to stick to the torso, I've drilled through that by putting a pilot hole, filling it with magnets. However, I've also, for ease of transport, I've also put magnets inside either side of here as such. And underneath here now I've used a bit of milliput just to hold them in, that they would attach to the actual waist part. And for going into the knees, do the same kind of thing as on the weapons. On the inside of here and here, effectively it stops it moving, and you can quite easily break up the dreadnought for transport into its component parts. Now, there are a fair few, but if you've got small parts and you've got a specific amount of space available to you, you use most of it. Anyway, thank you very much. This is how I've magnetized up my redemptor dreadnought, and a quick little showcase of it. I haven't done the base, but that's still yet to come. Thank you very much. Goodbye.